Testing, 1 2 1 2. Testing, 1 2 1 2. Sneak right behind you guys. Are you guys with the Black Stars? If you guys are interested, if you have any family or friends or teammates that want to watch the game live and don't have live bar, or just want to use something different, if they search GHN Sports on YouTube, I'm streaming it live.
Okay. GHN Sports.
GHN Sports. The only downside is they're gonna have to listen to me talk. And then I try to talk fair between the two. I don't badmouth anybody. Unless somebody punches my kid, then you might hear a swear word, but that's fine. So I'm gonna sneak right behind you. I'm too old to jump downstairs. Actually, I need to borrow a new phone because that one's... Did you charge it? If you want, just plug it in. Just charge. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to GHN Sports. Today we bring to you the Fresno Jr Monsters going up against the San Mateo Black Stars. I will be your host, Grae Gerster, commenting on this game as we move forward. Today's game is a semifinal of our league and will determine who moves on to finals. Now this time we are currently in warm-ups for both teams. We will wait for them to take the ice for the real stuff. And with that buzzer, that brings us to the end of warm-ups. Both teams are going to do their morning ritual, and then we'll proceed to the benches and get to the start of the game. Monsters are at their bench, and the Black Stars make their way back to theirs. Welcome again to GHN Sports. I'm Grae Gerster and we'll be with you for today's game. We have both starting lines at the middle circle. Number 96, Moa, in net for the Fresno Monsters. It appears that we possibly have number 20, Oliver Brockman for the Black Stars. And the Black Stars take the opening drop. Trying to move it through center. The Monsters give him a little bit of rough and tussle, and Rocha takes it out in his own end. Pass across to Escobar, who loses it off his stick, with Wallen regaining, tries to move it through the middle. White collects, brings forward, shot, and goes wide of the net. Coming around. Woods gets it, tries to take a one-timer, but bounces off the pads of Brockman. Correction! We have 21, Walter Standifer in net for the San Mateo Black Stars. Again, number 21, Walter Standifer in net for the Black Stars, and 96, Naya Moa in net for the Fresno Monsters. White wins the draw with Wallen collecting. It takes a short side shot, deflects up and into the net, again stopping play. Play is blown dead right off the face-off. We have 91 Chu and a 34 White at the circle. Chu takes a draw, passes back to Yin, who wraps it around the corner. Escobar stops it at the blue line, knocks it back in for Woods to take. Woods loses it off of his stick and knocked back to center with 43, Lamb of the Black Stars. Gets knocked back with Yun chasing it to the corner. Chips it around. His teammate gets it, can't get a shot, but wraps around the back, and starts forward through the middle. Taken away by Wallen, but ends up knocking back into the Monsters zone. Woods gets the puck in the corner, brings it around, and charges forward. Makes it through center ice, comes in, tries to shake a shot, but gets caught in the feet of Yun. Bounces off the wall. Holdeman knocks it over, but loses it to the Stars. Pass forward to Lamb, rolls off his stick and goes into center ice. It's knocked up. Beyond trying to get it back towards the Stars zone, loses it, comes into the Monsters end. Little scramble, and we have Plummer with it. Comes in, loses it off of his stick. And Nia gets it, goes to the corner. Cartier loses his footing. And the Stars again have it and try to bring it through neutral ice. Gets knocked free with Escobar catching it in his own corner. Wraps it around. McCartier knocks it down towards center, gets stopped at the blue by number 7 of the Stars. Back and forth, back and forth. And again, Escobar with it in the corner. Passes forward, bounces off the wall without connecting with his teammate. And gets knocked back in with an offsides call. Face off at the center circle. The Black Stars take the draw. McMahon knocks it back in his own corner and tries to chase it in, with McCartier getting to it first. Knocks forward to Plummer, who taps it back. Loses control. With the Stars gathering, pass around back. And we have Torres getting it forward. Goes to Rocha and shoots and goes wide of the net, bouncing off the backboards. Escobar has it, takes a far shot, and glove save by Standifer. Face-off will come to Standifer's right. We have Lundgren in the center for the Monsters against Allen. Allen knocks it back. His team, however, Pierce Turner has it. Goes forward, and we have a whistle stopping play. Net dislodged from its moorings. As the refs fix it and secure it into place, we will bring the face-off to Standifer's left side. 14:08 left in the first period. Still a 0-0 tie score game. At the face-off, Allen wins the draw, passes back to Ewan. Ewan gets caught up in the corner, loses his footing. And stoppage in play. Looks like Ewan got knocked to his feet, couldn't get up, so the refs stopped the play to avoid injury and let him get his footing again. This brings Lundgren back to the face-off circle, and Allen again takes a draw, going back to Ewan. Ewan behind his own net, passes to Chan, who misses the pass but bounces to center ice. And Beyond has the puck now. Tries to pass over, but has it taken off his stick by the Stars. Monsters, however, regain quickly. Turner passes over to Peterson. Peterson brings it around, back to Turner, and shot short side, bounced off of the goalie's chest. Goes back off of the wall. Holderman chips back down. Lundgren, and shot and score by Monsters 38 Lundgren. That brings us to 1-0 in favor of the Monsters at 13:29 of the first period. That one's got right up and over Standifer. Looks like the refs are having a little bit of a discussion on the wall. The net appears to have been off its moorings again, so they may be discussing whether or not this will count as a goal. It is not waved off, so score stays 1-0. Face-off will come to the center circle. We have White and Allen. Chu. And Chu takes the draw, passes it out. However, the Monsters quickly take possession. Pass it down before they can get it into the Stars zone. Gets knocked back. White has it, takes a shot, but goes wide, bounces off the back walls, comes around the wall. And pass over and across with Woods getting it, passes around the boards. Wallen collects on the other side, but loses it quickly to the Stars, going to the corner. Pass up the wall to Rocha. Rocha tries to take a shot, but bounces off Mule, who takes it down through center ice. Couldn't quite keep up with the puck to get a shot off. However, does knock it the last second towards the net. Goes towards Moa, who easily passes it aside. Now we have a collision knocking the Monster net off its moorings. Rocha is down on the ground, having a little trouble getting up. We've got the coach, Coach Tommy Noor, going out to check on him.
I have to wait to get called.
Rocha's back on his feet and being helped towards the bench. Keeping a lot of pressure off of his right foot. Hopefully he'll be okay. Moa taking the opportunity of this stop and play while they fix their moorings and net to go over and grab a water bottle so they can use it to fill the hole and try to refreeze the ice. And getting ready to start the action again. Face off to Moa's right. We have 2 of the Stars and 34 white for the Monsters. The Monsters win that draw. Bringing it down the ice is Woods coming through neutral zone. Comes in. Passes back to Wallen. To Escabel. Goes to Bion, who shoots, and pad stop by Standifer. And White initially had this draw, but the Stars were able to snatch it away. Levesque gets it knocked off by Bion back to his ends corner. Puck collected by the Stars. Pass forward with no one to receive, so Bion again with it in neutral zone. Passes over to Woods. Woods tries to take a shot, but a Black Star gets in the way and knocks it away with his stick. They grab it and bring it back. Cohn passes forward to Levesque, who can't quite catch the pass. Gets knocked back towards their end. But again, the Stars are to bring it back forward. Yu brings it across the blue line and makes it through to the neutral. And shouldered aside by Holderman, losing the puck. Free puck comes out to neutral ice with Plummer collecting it. Comes in, but before he can get a shot, Corsier knocks it off of his stick. Comes back up the wall. Pass is intercepted by McCartier, who comes back down with it into the corner. Chips it back out. Holderman can't connect. It gets pushed aside by McCourty. And Chu brings it down into the Monsters' end. Tries to take a pot shot, but Bion gets in the way. Comes back down into the Stars' end. Caught and passed over to Ewan. Ewan takes a very far shot, but goes wide of the net. And is knocked back up the wall by the Monsters, who lose it to the Stars. And again, Plummer takes it back at the center of the ice sheet. Shoots and goes off the blocker of Standifer. Comes back around the back to McCartier. Can't get on his stick and kicks it out, but the Stars are there to take it. Comes towards Escabel, who loses sight of it. Comes back and knocks it down and around. McCartier grabs it and passes back to Torres, who knocks it across the crease, but not in the direction of the net. Goes back to the center where Bion catches, passes to Plummer. Plummer passes it across to Torres, who chases it in, but it gets away. Plummer again collects, but it gets knocked off his stick. Ewan now with it, passes forward. Eastman goes down. And the Monsters are able to get it again in their own zone and start to bring it the other direction. Torres passes across the Plummer in the center. He slows down to come forward, chips it over, bounces it off of Cohen, and McCartier gets it, but poked off his stick. Stars again with it, coming through neutral zone ice. Chip it into the Monster zone, and Allen goes for a change. 24, Holderman bringing it forward. Loses it to a Star in the center ice, and they turn around to bring it back. Meyer knocks it down, but it goes behind the net and wraps around. Monsters again get it. Try to pass it down the boards in the center, but Nia catches it in his zone. Passes the center to Cone, who knocks it down to Monsters territory. Bounced off the back wall and tipped back away from the net by Moa. Beyond with it, bringing it through the center. Charges forward. Works there on McCorsier, and shoot and score by Beyond. That is a Monsters goal by 88, Seth Beyond. Bringing the score 2-0, still in favor of the Monsters at 9:23 left in the first period. Again, paying attention to the net down at the Monsters' end, making sure everything is set and settled. Looks like face-off is going to be 91 Chu for the Black Stars. And 38 Lundgren for the Monsters. Puck is down, and away with it are the Black Stars. DeCourcier passes forward to Chan. Chan loses it to the Monster. Passes across to 24. Beyond goes to chase at the corner, but slows down, allowing 38 to get to it. Knocks down to center, but Ewan of the Stars is able to catch it. Passes over to Corsier. Corsier passes down into the Monster zone, but none of his team is there to catch it, so the Monsters chase it and bring it back up. But before they can get it out of their zone, the Black Stars knock it back in. Beyond again brings behind his own net, chips it forward, but his teammate wasn't there to collect it. Gets knocked back into zone by a Black Star. But Levitan wasn't there to stop it. Again, shot by Yun. Doesn't make it through. Bounces off of the top of Monsters 24. Now Lundgren has it coming through center. He's got a lot of company from the Stars, so he can't quite get a shot off. It passes back to Lundgren. Peterson, who takes a wide shot. Again, goes in front of the net through the crease, but not towards the net. Bounces off the wall. Beyond has it. Passes over to Lundgren. Gets tipped away by Levitan. Passes down to Escobar. Escobar shoots and goes very wide of the net. Comes up the wall to Beyond. He brings it down to the corner. Gets knocked away by Ewan and can't keep up with the puck, but Peterson knocks it out in front. Goes out, bounces off the wall, with Beyond coming to wrap it back around the boards. Turner pushes it back, but gets intercepted by DeCourcier. DeCourcier passes to Chu, who loses it off his stick in center, and it goes back to Monster zone, while most of the Stars, if not all of them, go for a change. A fresh line out for the Stars. Poke the puck off Escobar's stick, but Peterson is there to try to keep it, but ultimately loses the Lamb. Lamb passes through center ice to Levitan, who tries to take a shot, but doesn't have enough steam to get to the net. Black Stars again with the puck, but gets taken away by Woods, who starts through center, but is taken away by Cohn of the Stars. Cohn takes a shot, bounces off the right pad of Moa, and goes to the corner. Monsters now with it, coming through center ice. 86 Woods comes across the blue line, passes across the white, who shoots and score by number 34, White of the Fresno Monsters. That brings our score 3-0. Monsters in the lead with 6:57 left in the first period. The Monsters have gotten a strong start in today's game. Up 3-0. Hopefully this trend continues and we can take the day. Again, as a reminder, today is semifinals. If we win today's game, we will move on to the finals tomorrow. Game time will be 2:15 or 4 p.m., depending upon what team we are scheduled to play against and what the schedule allows. If we move on, feel free to join us here again on GHN Sports, where we will have your coverage of all the fun hockey action. That was a timeout by the Black Stars, just came to an end. And with that buzzer, both teams should be returning to the center circle. And Monsters take the draw on this one, but the Black Stars are able to take it away from them pretty quickly. Getting out on the ice, Monsters, Woods brought it in, but had poked away from him. Comes back to center ice, where Wallen was able to get the puck. Passes back to Rocha, who moves it out to the side. It's tried to be passed over to Woods, but intercepted by the Black Stars. Black Stars chip to the wall, but no other Star there for it. And we get a Monster there to knock it back towards the net. Lobbed up, didn't make it, bounced off the back wall and brought forward by the Stars. Collected again by Rocha, center ice. He brings it forward, shoots, and glove save by Standifer. Both teams taking this pause to get some fresh feet on the ice. We have Plummer coming to the face-off circle for the Monsters. It looks like Chu again for the Stars. Monsters get it. McCartier takes a shot, bounces off the right pad of Standifer, and goes behind the net. The Stars are able to bring it around, pass it forward. Ewan can't keep the pass, though. Rolls off the stick and caught by McCartier. Lobbed over. Stars again with it now, bringing it through center ice to Corsier. He comes in from the side. Far side shot and swings right in front of the net wide. Ends up deflecting off of the stick in the corner, goes up into the net, and we now have a stop of play. Monsters take that draw, get it in the corner. Past the Plummer, who brings it out to Torres. Torres charges through center, across the line into the Stars zone. But can't keep the stick on it very well. Throws it towards the net in the corner, but doesn't make it past Standifer. Gets knocked out, and the Stars are now bringing it back towards the Monsters zone. We got Chu, but loses track of it on the wall as he moves down. Monsters now with it. Beyond coming to the end. Tries to pass forward, but again a Star deflects. Gets it and passes forward again to Plummer, who long passes across the McCartier, but Ewan knocks it out. Stars pass back to Cone. Cone passes over to Ewan, who brings it up. His momentum gets stopped by a Monster, so he knocks it down to the Monster zone. Holderman tries to bring it through center, but Meyer was able to keep it in the center ice. Oh, sorry. Lost track of things. Ewan now with it. Comes to the corner, but can't get that off his stick, so it gets chased into the corner. Loses it. Gets chipped up and over the net. With a Star getting against the wall. Comes over to center ice. And Cone tries to knock it back down towards the Monster's end, but a Monster gets in the way and keeps it down in the Star zone. Cone again with it. Brings it across the blue line. It gets knocked away by Rocha. Rocha can't keep it on the stick, but McCartier's there to collect it. Takes a short side shot. And again, glove save by Standifer. Standifer playing chuck-a-puck as he tosses it over to the ref. And that'll bring the face-off to Standifer's left. Lundgren wins the draw. But as he tries to pass it away, it goes in front of that to Dorsey. Peterson gets it, wobbles around, Standifer goes down, and Peterson is able to knock it in the corner, and that is another goal for the Fresno Monsters. Number 5, Peterson just scored goal number 4 for the Fresno Monsters, bringing our score 4-0. 4:07 left in the first period. We have Allen for the Black Stars and Lundgren for the Monsters in the face-off circle. Puck goes down, and the Monsters knock it back. Lundgren manages to get it back to Esquivel, who launches it forward into the Stars zone for an icing. This will bring the puck down in the Monsters zone and the face-off to the left side of Moore. Lundgren knocks it off to the side, but the Stars are the ones who get it. A long shot on goal by the Black Stars, bounces off the left pad of Moore and ends up making its way back down towards the Stars zone. Gets passed around. Peterson tries to catch the pass, but loses an edge and goes down to his butt. Stars take it away, wrap around the back of their net, and pass forward. Turner tries to stop it, but it gets by him. No Star was there to collect it, though, and we again have Rocha with the puck in his own end.
Goes behind his net. Bounces it off the glass to get it into and almost through the center ice, but Black Stars are able to catch the pass. Levitan now with it, passes over to the side, but no Stars there to catch it. And so we have 37 Escobar, tries to pass up the boards. Black Stars catch it in their own zone, lob it forward towards the Monsters' net. Makes it to the zone, but the Monsters are the ones who are in control. Rocha passes forward to Beyond. Beyond moves it over to 17, Turner. Turner comes in off the side, passes back towards Peterson, but Chu is able to intercept. Chu brings it down the ice, gets through center to the Monsters zone. Comes across, short side shot, but Beyond was in the way. Deflected. Gets another shot off, but again, a Monster is in the way, doesn't make it to the net. Gets knocked out to the corner. They scramble around for it, and Beyond comes out with it through center ice and lobs it down into the Stars zone. Gives the Monsters a chance to get some changes. And now Cone brings it through center ice towards the Monsters' net. Comes around through the corner, collides and goes down to a knee, so Beyond is able to try to get the puck out. Ends up in a little battle, but knocks it out and chases to collect it and passes it forward. Goes towards Woods, but a Star gets in the way, deflects it off. Woods, however, knocks it forward towards neutral ice, but can't keep control. Another scramble between Peterson, White, and some Stars. With the Stars coming out on top, Chu bringing it through neutral zone ice and towards the Monsters' end. The best gets it, tries to take a shot, but the Monsters take the puck away. White gets it down through center, but as he tries to move it forward, it's taken by Cone, who knocks it back towards the Monsters' zone. Holderman tries to bring it through center ice, and again knocked away and taken by a Star. Pass over to Yun. Yun passes back to Cone. Cone tries to move it forward, but gets knocked. The pass gets deflected away. Now a Star with it, coming towards the front of the net. Tries to get a shot off, but not enough to get through traffic. Comes around the back of the net, goes forward, long shot, and bounces off of Rocha in front of the net. Goes to the corner again. We've got Cone with it at the blue line. Or Ewan with it at the blue line. Tries to shoot forward, but again can't quite get enough heat off of his stick. 1 minute remaining in the first period. And comes down to the Black Stars end for an icing and a stop of play against the Fresno Monsters. And the Monsters take the draw on the right side of their own net, come behind, and try to pass it down the boards to 67. He misses it, but rolls down with Torres collecting it in the Stars zone. He gets it, knocks it back to McCarty. He takes a shot, but goes wide of the net. Comes around to Escobar, who again takes a shot, but too much traffic in the way and doesn't make it to Standiford. Torres has it, takes a shot, bounces off of the right arm of Standiford and comes out to man 2 of the Black Stars. He takes a hard shot towards the net from the blue line, but bounces easily off of the left pad of Moa. Ends up coming back to the center ice, where the Stars try to get an edge on it, but loses his skate. Ewan loses his skate. Torres knocks it into the Black Stars zone, tries to chase, but we have Chu beating him to it. Tied up in the corner, and that buzzer is the end of the first period. Score is 4-0 in favor of the Monsters, and that brings us to our first intermission. This game is sponsored by the Crap Shot Plunger, a Geston family product. If your toilet's 5-hole is clogged with a puck, try to get it to the back of the net with your Crap Shot. Crap Shot, almost available on Geston.com. Look at 32, dance. Number 32, Scarlett Gerster, is the Fresno Jr Monsters gatekeeper of today's game. She can open and close that like nobody else, and she can boogie her woogie. Today the Monsters have shown good offense and good defense, keeping the puck mostly down in the Black Stars' end. We've had a little bit of action in the Monsters' zone, but if the Black Stars want to come back and try to take this game, they need to work on getting their pucks in deep, maintaining the zone, and they really need to get those shots off to find the back of the net. At this time, the Monsters have a decent lead. We're having shut the Black Stars out in the first period. However, they will need to maintain that momentum unless they want the Stars to come up and catch them from behind. That buzzer brings us to the beginning of the second period. Again, 4-0 in favor of the Monsters. Once more, we have 96 Moa net for the Fresno Monsters and 21 Standifer down in the minding the net of the San Mateo Black Stars. The Black Stars end up with the puck initially off of the center ice, but the Monsters quickly take control with Wallen knocking it down the boards and back to center. Scramble in the corner, and the Black Stars come out successful. Moves it down. Lamb almost had it, but Holderman was able to take it away and pass it down to Woods. Woods brings it back down to the Stars zone. Has trouble keeping control, so chips it back, and we have Wallen with it now. Wallen loses it to a Star, who brings it into center, but loses it off of his stick as the puck doesn't keep up with him. We now have Chu trying to bring it through center, but Wallen collides with him and knocks him away from the puck. Puck is still in the center zone. The Monsters and the Stars scramble for it. And Neo was able to knock it away and knock the stick away from Wallen. Delayed penalty on the Monsters. We've got Standifer running to the bench to give the Stars a man advantage, but the Monsters were able to touch up on the puck and get that play stopped. This penalty will be against number 7, Wallen of the Fresno Monsters for tripping. This will give the Black Stars their first power play opportunity of the game and also give us an opportunity to see the PK action of our Monsters. This could be the chance that the Black Stars need to get on the board and try to close the gap. Levesque has the puck at the blue line, lobs it forward towards the net. Doesn't quite make it as the Monsters are creating too much of a screen. Ends up getting knocked back down to center ice with Chu catching it in the Monster zone and charging back up through center. Passes across to Allen, but it gets caught up in his feet. McCartier has it now. Tries to pass it out of the zone, but again a Star catches it out the blue line. Chu shoots, and we have a save by Moa. Looks like we have Plummer and Allen coming to the dot with the Black Stars taking it. Levesque passes back. Gets caught by Yun, who moves it over the wall. Slow rolls to the corner, gets knocked back to Yun, who shoots from the blue line and goes wide of the net. Bounces off the back wall. And she was there to collect it again and bring it around. Monsters pass out of the corner, but before Plummer can catch it bounces off his stick, and Yun has it. Takes a shot, but gets caught up in Escobar's shirt and drops down to the floor. Levesque knocks it behind the net, tries to get it around the boards, but we have McCartier who brings it out. The Black Star is able to get it and one-times it towards the net, but gets caught up in traffic. Again, another shot bounces off Beyond, who launches it down into the Stars zone to clear. Standifer catches it and knocks it back towards center and his team. Chu gets it for a second, but Beyond is able to take control and lob it again down into his own zone. Plummer knocks down a Star, controlling it, goes in, and he shoots and bounces off Standifer's head. Again, another shot on goal, bounces off the blocker of Standifer. Goes to the corner around the back. Stars again have control for a moment, launch it towards center ice, but Beyond is there to catch it and launch it again towards the net, but we've got 23 of the Stars blocking it. Again, Beyond takes another shot, but chips up and in the air, bouncing off of a Star, and goes to the wall. McCartier gets it knocked out to Plummer. Plummer again tries to take a shot, but gets caught up. Makes it wide. Monsters are back to full strength, having successfully killed that power play, and are still in control in the Black Star zone. Shot taken by Wallen from the short side, gets caught up in the chest, and then the glove of Standifer, who successfully keeps it from meeting the back of the net. After that PK, the Monsters are able to get some needed changes on the ice and end up with the puck out of the faceoff. Escobar takes a shot White takes a shot at the net, but bounces up and over, going to the corner. Black Stars try to bring it up. Holderman ends up with it at the blue line. Again, takes a far shot, but doesn't make it to the net, going up and over. We now have Rocha with it, trying to get it around, but loses it. Black Stars try to pass it down the boards. Holderman gets it out towards the center, but the Stars are able to knock it out. It gets knocked into the Monsters zone. Holderman has it for a moment, but gets taken by Meyer. Meyer back passes towards the net, but goes slow and wide. Bounces and comes back out. Rocha now with it, goes towards the blue line, passes against the wall, out to nobody, but clears the zone. Ends up coming back to the Monsters zone with White controlling. Launches it down to neutral ice, but Woods isn't able to get to it before the Stars. New now has the puck. Tries to pass through a lot of traffic, slows the momentum, and makes it go just barely wide of the net. Comes up along the wall to Woods. Woods gets it, tips it into center ice. Cohen was able to stop it, though, passed it across to his teammate, who then brought it up, pass forward. McMahon tries to get it off the wall. Monsters in control, tip it back and away. Goes into their end with Holderman catching it and passing it down the boards. Rocha chases it, but a Star gets to it first. Rocha takes it away, comes in one-on-one, shoots, and deflects up off the pad into the glass off of Standifer for a beautiful save. Monsters almost had another one with that breakaway, but Standifer was able to drop down and get in front of it and knocked it off of his pad. 4-0, 12:04 left in the second period. Lundgren takes the draw off against the wall, passes it back around the back of the net. However, DeCourcier was able to get it and run away with it. DeCourcier passes across to his teammate, gets caught up on his feet, and goes out. The Monsters are able to launch it towards the net, but slow enough that Standifer could get in the way. Comes out again. Beyond has it, takes a shot. Oh, goes wide and bounces off the back wall. Peterson with it, tries to pass it forward in front of the net, but the Star gets in the way. Stars have it, try to pass across the ice, but the Monsters disallow that. Get it and got another shot towards the goal, but went up and over high, deflecting off of a Star. Escobar, the blue line, passes down to Lundgren. Lundgren moves it across in front of the net, goes over, back to Lundgren, takes a shot, goes high and wide. Beyond now has it in the corner. Star takes it, knocks it forward. Lundgren tries to knock it back. It gets taken away. Another one goes to Beyond, who launches it, but goes wide of the net again. A little heated push and tumble by the net. And the Black Stars are able to clear it away from the net, but not out of the zone. Escobar with it at the blue line. Takes a shot and pad save. Standifer goes to the corner. Lundgren knocks it back where Escobar can catch it. He passes back to Lundgren. Lundgren passes in front of the net. Goes to Peterson. Can't get the shot off because the Star's in the way. Gets knocked aside. Escobar now with it at center ice. Launches it back towards the Star's zone. It bounces off of the Star to the corner instead of to Turner. Stars now then the center ice. Got a 2-on-1. Oh, and the odds were matched and can't get a shot towards the net. Beyond moves it up to Turner. Turner taps it forward towards Peterson, who pushes it out. Not able to catch it on his stick. New now has it in his own end. Coming towards the blue line. He's able to get into center ice and chip it forward down behind the Monsters' net. However, Escobar is there to get it and keep it moving down the boards. Black Stars catch it, move it back down towards the corner. Levesque passes in front to Lon, but Lon isn't able to get the one-timer. Moves off and comes back towards the blue line. Lon again had it, but had it tipped off his stick, and it goes to Plummer. Plummer passes down the boards. McCartier now with it, crossing the blue line. He gets a shot, and deflects off of Stars 16 new. Goes off the corner. Plummer pushes it back to McCartier. Cartier can't keep control of it, and it goes out, and the Stars, 43, has it. He chips it over to Levesque, who misses the pass, but we do have Nia with it, who tries to shoot, but bounces off the edge towards the stick and goes wide and high. Nia again back with it, tries the back pass, but Escobar gets in the way of that pass. Gets it up against the wall. Again, Monsters are, Chio is able to get it, takes a shot towards the net, but goes up and high. Levesque almost caught a pass in front of the net, but Monsters intercepted and chipped it out into the center ice to clear the zone. We have Plummer with it, and a whistle stopping play. He appears to be offsides. Monsters and Black Stars both taking this opportunity to make some changes. This face-off will be neutral ice towards the Black Stars zone. We have White coming up against, I can't see the name for the Black Stars. Black Stars ultimately take the puck away. It's passed across. The Black Star couldn't keep it, so having to chase it down. Goes in, takes a shot, but goes wide of the net, bouncing off the wall. Levesque with it on the wall, gets pushed up, gets Wallon, pushing him up against it, loses the puck. Wraps around the board to come up the side and into center ice. Where we have Chu and Woods chasing. White tries to get to it behind the net, but we have Chu who's able to get there first, clear the zone, and pass it down for an icing against the Black Stars. 4-0 with 8:22 left in the period. Monsters still ahead and winning this game. Monsters winning that face-off. Goes back to 24, passes forward to Woods. Takes a shot, doesn't make it, goes back around. Again, 24 has it. He takes a shot from the blue line, but easily rolls off the pad and stick of Standifer, having lost too much momentum. De Corsier brings it around behind the net, tries to pass it up the boards, but no one's home. The Monsters end up with it. Rocha in his own end now. Passes against the wall forward to Plummer, but Plummer can't keep it on his stick. And we again have De Corsier with it in his own end. Plummer almost took it from him as he lost it, but again, De Corsier is able to catch up and pass it around the boards. Leave the cross. We have Meyer with it. Wallen takes him up against the wall. He loses it to Plummer, who passes it down. Again, bounces off players, makes it to the wall. Stars try to get it down to the Monster zone, but it's playing yo-yo between the Stars and the Monsters. Monsters now come out with it, with Plummer bringing it down. Passes to Woods, who takes a shot but goes wide of the net. Comes out to Wallen. Wallen gets pushed away from it, tries to pass across, goes through center ice with Woods getting it on the wall. Woods brings it back to his own end, passes to Rocha, who gives it back to Woods. Woods is bringing it through center, comes in. Passes back to Plummer. Plummer tries to get to the top of the slot, but too much traffic. Puck gets poked away. Rocha has it, takes a shot, and score by Fresno Monsters, number 11, J-Mo Rocha. This will give us a score of 5 for the Monsters, zipped for the Black Stars at 6:39 in the second period. Monsters win this face-off. Buckins it back with Beyond, who chips it up and over to center, going for Lundgren, but Peterson ends up with the puck. He charges towards the net, but a Black Star pokes it off his stick. Goes over to Turner. Turner gets it into the center ice, a little scramble. Beyond passes against the wall, but it isn't collected and gets knocked back down. Again, Beyond passes forward over towards Turner, and Turner can't keep it on the stick and has to chase it into the corner, but the Stars get there first. Scramble in the corner, and the Stars pass out and across, but they can't catch it, and Escobar ends up with it. Takes a shot short side and is gloved off by Even with 5 getting past him, Standifer has had quite a few nice saves tonight. Been very successful with his glove this game. Again, Monsters ending up with the puck out of this draw. Come back around the corner. It's knocked away in front of the net. Peterson can't quite keep it, and the Stars take it to the corner. Peterson goes in to argue with him, knocks it in front of the net, but the Stars are there to collect and bring it back down towards Moi. 14 goes to shoot it in, but goes wide of the net. Chu gets it in the center ice. Passes back to Levitan, who knocks it back to as a pass, but it slowly rolls towards Moa, who stops it and moves it out to Escobar. Escobar passes over to the wall. We have Lundgren with it, who brings it behind his own net. Passes back to Escobar, who moves it forward to Turner. Turner tries to pass to Peterson, but Peterson's not up far enough. Still gets kicked back to him, though, and he moves it back over to Lundgren. Lundgren takes a shot, but gets knocked off of 16 New and goes to the corner. Cleared out of the Stars zone for an icing against the San Mateo Black Stars. Monsters with the puck off that draw. Here comes the Holderman, who passed it across. Plummer ending up with it. Passes down around the boards behind the net. Nobody there to get it where it loses momentum. McCarty tries to knock it back down the wall and goes to the Monster zone. Plummer catches up to it in his own end. No icing on this one. Goes to 24. He passes it over. Stars get it for a second. Try to shoot towards the net, but too much traffic in the way. Bounces off of Rocha and McCarty. Rocha tries to bring it down, passes off the wall. No one there, so he chases down and catches up to his own pass along with 12 of the Stars. They fight for it, goes back towards the blue line. Plummer gets it against the wall. He's having trouble keeping up with it, so Chan politely takes it away from him and charges back down towards the Monsters' end. Chan comes in. Gets stuck in the corner, not able to get a shot towards the net. As he tries to pass, gets caught up by the Monsters, who Rocha launches it down against the wall to slowly coast into the Stars' end. DeCourcy gets it and passes back towards the blue line, where his team member catches it, passes towards Levesque, but he can't keep up with it and chases to the corner. Ewan gets it in the corner instead and knocks it down around towards the blue line, where he gets caught and passed across, but again, the Monsters end up bringing it down. Torres loses the puck, floating back with Rocha collecting it in his own zone. Rocha chips it up and over down to center ice towards McCartier, who's all by himself, comes in, takes a, can't quite get the shot off before a Star gets in the way. However, it still almost goes in the net, but Standifer's there to drop down and try to cover. While he can't get the cover on, he does knock it away. Comes down to the Monster zone where Rocha again passes up to Holderman in neutral ice. Holderman shoots from the blue line, straight in and gloved off again by 21 Standifer. Once again, Standifer plays chuck-a-puck, tossing it over to the ref. Speaking of chuck-a-puck, this game is sponsored and supported by Chuck's Chips. If you like chips, we've got them. The Stars end up taking the puck out of this face-off, pass it back and forward. Yun gets it, and passes back to her own corner. And that stick flipped up and in the air. She lost her stick too. She's able to pick it up though and charge back towards the action as the Stars bring it down the wall. Wallen loses it to a Star and gets caught up in the corner trying to push it out. Stars knock it out, but Escobar is there to catch it. He passes down to Woods in the center. Woods dances around one of the Stars, loses the puck, and they try to move it back down. Coming out of that little dance, the Stars ended up winning, but it is again with White, who comes along the side, passes back to Woods. Woods tries to pass across, but knocks off the feet of a Star, where they collect and try to bring forward. Chu charging towards the net. He takes a shot, but tips off the stick of Escobar, going high into the glass. Woods gets it in the corner, chips back down, Beyond gets it in the corner, chips back down into the Stars zone. Momentum of the puck stops shortly before it can get to an icing, so the game will keep moving. New has it, tries to get it across the line, passes forward. So his teammate catches it, passes across. It gets knocked down. Doesn't make it anywhere near the net, bounces off the back wall where Beyond gets it and moves it down the boards again. Stars catch in front of their net, take a shot, and goes right into the glove of 96 Moa of the Fresno Monsters. That shot tried to knock on the door, and she raised her hand to wave and say hello. Lundgren in the face-off circle for the Monsters. Ends up knocking it out towards the Black Stars. Meyer has the puck. He passes in front of the net, but no one there to receive, so it bounced off the wall to DeCourcy. DeCourcy takes a shot from the bad angle. It tips off of the glove and helmet of Moa and goes out into the corner. 1 minute left. 1 minute in the second period. Rocha with the puck now. He brings it up through his zone, gets halfway, and then tries to pass over to Holderman, but Holderman doesn't receive. Still bounces down to the Stars end, though, and we have Plummer ending up with it. Plummer passes across to Peterson. Peterson shoots. Oh, bounces off the post. Stars try to knock it out of their zone, but Rocha catches it at the blue line. Down to the corner to Peterson. Peterson passes across. Ends up with 24, who shoots, but wide. Peterson now again with the puck behind the net. Caught and intercepted by the Black Stars. We pass to the center, but Holderman is there to catch and knock it back into his end, but it instead goes into the Monsters bench. Stopping play. Monsters come out on top on this face-off. Holderman ends up with the puck. Passes forward to Peterson. Peterson shoots. Oh! Bounces off the stick of Standifer and goes behind him to the boards. It's passed up the wall by the Stars, but they can't quite get it out of the zone yet. And that buzzer signifies the end of the second period. We have 5-0. Monsters in the lead at the end of the second. And both teams are going to go catch their breath for a moment during this second intermission. Once again, I'd like to thank you for joining us today at GHN Sports. Once more, I am Grae Gerster, happy to be here to share this game with you. Today's game is also sponsored by Geston Hockey Equipment, Geston Pads. If your kid wants to try a sport, but you don't know if he's invested enough for you to invest enough, Geston Pads is your place to go. We've got cheap hockey gear at more than cheap prices. Geston Pads, when you don't necessarily need good enough. And that buzzer brings us to the end of our second intermission and to the start of the third period. The Black Stars have 17 minutes to try to close this gap and bring themselves to a tie score or try to win the game. They've got a lot of work ahead of them, though. They're going to need to try more actively to keep it in the Monster zone. We saw a better show of that here in the second period, but it still just hasn't been enough. The Monsters, however, have been on their game, keeping the puck consistently in the Black Stars zone and finding the back of that net at least 5 times so far. Let's see if they can keep up that pace and momentum. We've got number 34 White for the Fresno Monsters, 91 Chu for the Black Stars. The puck drops, and the Monsters come out on top with Wallen collecting the puck and trying to bring it down to the Black Stars' end. He loses the puck with Nia taking it. He tries to pass forward, but White gets in the way and blocks that pass. Nia still ends up bringing it through center after regaining it. It comes in, takes a shot, and goes wide of the net. We've got Black Stars 7 there, though, to catch the puck, pass it back to Nia, who takes a shot again, but Beyond gets in the way. White now with the puck. Tries to pass over, but the Black Stars block this pass and end up taking the puck from them. Chu now with it. Takes a shot, but tips off the stick of White going high and over the net into the glass. Beyond catches in the corner. Knocks it forward, going to the Black Star zone, crossing that line, and gives us an icing on the Fresno Monsters. Our face-off will be to the left of Moa, glove side. This time we have Plummer in the center circle. And the Monsters overall come out victorious in this with the Rocha passing down the boards. Getting that puck once again in the Black Star territory. Nia catches up with it, keeps it moving down and around, but Plummer is there to move it, pass it over to Torres. Torres gets the puck, passes back to McCartier. McCartier gets the Plummer. Plummer again knocks it down and around the corner. Black Stars take it away from McCartier behind the net, and Nia is bringing it down through center ice. There's a good charge on, but a couple Monsters in the way. Passes it over to Levesque, who moves it forward again to Nia. Nia shoots in front of the net, but bounces off a pad and ends up going behind. We now have Plummer passing across to Rocha. Rocha takes a shot from the blue line, but goes high and wide of the net. Cohen has it, passes forward to McMahon. McMahon passes over to Ewan. Ewan gets through center into the Monsters' end. Comes across in front. Oh, it takes a shot, and we have a score by number 23, Eric Ewan of the San Mateo Black Stars. This gets them on the board and starts to close that gap. Again, we are now 5-1, still in favor of the Monsters at 14:53 in the third period. The Monsters knock it back down to the Black Stars end. Ewan collects. Passes forward to Chu. She has to scramble against Lundgren, but manages to get it into the Monsters zone. He takes a shot, bounces off Escabel. It's over at 91 Chu, also Chu. And we have a stop in play. We now have a penalty against the Fresno Monsters 38, Lundgren. This is again, will give the Black Stars a power play opportunity. They already have one on the board. Let's see if they can get a second. This Black Stars power play is brought to you by Fred's House of Candles. Candles, candles everywhere. 91 Chu has the puck, brings it down across the blue line, comes into the front, takes a shot, but bounces off Rocha and goes wide of the net. Pass across again, coming up against the corner, scrambling, trying to stuff it in, but Moa is able to stop it and cover it up. Puck gets cleared from the zone down into Black Star territory. Black Star 16 is bringing it up through center ice. Comes up against 34 White, who knocks the puck away. Tries to take it back down, but again, the Black Stars, this time Lamb has it. Passes across to Chia. Chia gets it across the line just in time to get knocked down by White. Loses the puck. White goes in for a change. Puck is cleared from the zone, stopped by Standifer, who pushes it out to Nia. Nia knocks it down to center to Chia, who brings it across the line. Takes a shot from the blue line, goes high and over the net, bouncing off the glass. We now beyond with it. He wraps it around the boards to try to get it out, but it's stopped at the blue line by Yun, who keeps it in. Behind the net, comes up and forward. He tries to pass forward, but chips up in the air. Glove down by Plummer and knocked down, but play is stopped dead. We have Black Stars number 2, McMahon, in the face-off circle. Appears to be against Plummer. Monsters take it. Rocha has the puck behind his own net. Has to have a change of direction. Passes backwards to get it away from the Stars. No one's there to catch it, though, beyond chases. Ends up getting knocked down to 23 of the Stars. He takes a shot, but the Monsters get in the way. Stop the momentum, and ends up going down to the corner. And cleared from the zone. Standifer comes out to stop it and leaves it for Yun to try to bring it back. Yun passes forward to Cone. Cone passes over, but the pass is lost. Goes back. Yun stops it, pushes it down in the corner, and goes around the back of the net with Rocha there to stop and catch it. Rocha knocks it down the boards. Gets it to the center ice, where Torres now has the puck. Torres comes in, passes across to McCartier, who shoots, and we have a save by Standifer. Lundgren is out of the box. We are now back to a full strength 5-on-5 hockey. Plummer in the face-off circle wins the draw, knocks it out. With Torres pushing it forward to McCartier. He goes back behind the net to Torres. Has competition for it and loses the puck to the Black Stars. However, Nia loses it quickly. Meyer chases to try to keep it. He gets knocked out. Nia again has it, bringing it down towards center ice. He chips it forward to try to get it away from the Monsters, but no one's there to catch it, and Rocha ends up with it in the corner. Rocha passes down along the boards, comes to Plummer in the center, who passes it back out to McCartier. Got a stop and play again. Monsters with the puck. Turner passes out, but the basket ends up with it. He can't keep it on his stick, tries to pass and loses it. His compatriot, Lamb, is able to take it out and into the Monster zone, but quickly loses control of the puck, and it ends up back down into his own zone. Ewan gets it, passes up. Lamb with it in center ice. Crosses into Monster territory, but quickly has it poked off his stick. Lamb again with it, tries to move it forward, but Escobar is able to catch it and pass it back. Before it can get out of the zone, though, we have Black Stars number 7 with it. Pushes it in, but quickly gets knocked back to Black Stars territory. Black Stars pass up the wall. Lamb now with it, touches it, but it rolls up to center, where Escobar knocks it back down into the Black Stars zone for an icing on the Fresno Monsters. 10:38 left in the third period. Score is 5-1 in favor of the Monsters, and face-off is going to be to Moa's left. White wins that draw, goes out to Esquivel and knocks it down the boards. Woods can't catch it at the blue line before Black Star 7 is able to knock it back in. Does end up coming back out. White now has it, passes across to Woods, passes back to White, but it doesn't stay on his stick, so he chases to the corner. Black Stars get it behind their net, are able to knock it away, pass it up. Lamb now has it, passes out to Chia, but he can't catch up to the puck. Gets knocked back down into the Black Stars zone, but Cone is there to catch it. Cone passes up to Lamb. Lamb is able to bring it across the line, approaching. Comes up short side, but loses the puck to Beyond. Beyond moves it back up the wall, but a Star is there. Takes a one-time shot and stopped in the chest of Naya. Moa, however, keeps the play in action, and it ends up getting knocked to the Black Stars' end, and is again an icing on the Monsters. Monsters come out on top with this one. McCartier bringing it down, passes across to Torres. Loses it off his stick, but catches up to keep control. He comes in. Before he can get a shot off, the puck is tipped off his stick. But Roach is there to launch it towards the net. Gets caught up in traffic, though, and DeCourcy is able to keep it out, clear it up over to the board and up. Goes down, and we now have an icing on the Black Stars. This is going to bring the face-off to Standifer's right side. We have Plummer in the center circle against Allen. 98 and 28 respectively. Puck goes down. Plummer knocks it back, but it doesn't get out from behind his feet. We have 16 new. Brings it down. Gets it into the Monster zone and chases, but doesn't catch up before it's an icing. Unfortunate, too. He was right on top of it, but hadn't touched it, so play stops, and we go back to the Black Stars' end. Plummer takes the draw, goes out. Holderman catches up to it, tries to keep it in the zone, but isn't successful. McMahon brings it to center ice, but we got Beyond there to bring it back. McCartier with it. He's in the corner, can't get a good angle for a shot. Passes to Torres, but Torres can't get it to get that one time off. Holderman, however, takes a shot, but gets caught up in traffic and bounces off to Torres, who takes a shot, and it goes in for another Fresno Monsters goal. This goal looks like it goes to number 12, Torres of the Fresno Monsters. That brings our score 6-1 with 8:58 left in the third period. And that makes the gap even harder to overcome for the Black Stars. Chio takes the puck out of the face-off, chasing his own win, but loses it quickly to the Monsters. We now have McCartier coming in towards the net, gets the puck knocked off his stick by Ewan. Oh, we had a rather vicious fall down there for the Monsters, but it comes out and Plummer still has control. Comes back, spins around, tries to get a better angle. Finds that lane, takes a shot, but bounces off the pads of Standifer. Tries to come around the other side, but the puck gets knocked away by the Black Stars, who now control the puck. Chia brings it up, comes through center, and gets tripped by McCartier, which will bring the Black Stars once again to a power play opportunity. That's going to be a tripping call against McCartier, number 67 of the Fresno Monsters, at 8:18 in the third period. This will be yet another opportunity to see the Monsters' power play or PK unit come into play. Starting off strong by taking the draw, clear the zone, knocking it down, but Standifer stops it with his stick and gets it back out to his team. Ewan passes over towards Allen. Allen didn't see it coming, though, so the Monsters end up once again with the puck. Rocha passes across to Beyond. Beyond knocks it down to Woods. Woods passes back down to Beyond. I think they might have forgot what direction they're supposed to go. Comes around back. The Black Stars end up with it. Chew gets it. Shoots. Goes off the right pad of Mwah. Ends up back down in center with Woods. One-on-one opportunity comes in. Oh, gets a shot. And we have a shorthanded goal by number 86, Ethan Woods. I think that's his first name. That will be the 7th goal for the Fresno Monsters. This one shorthanded at 7:40 in the third period. Brings our score 7-1. Once again, it looks like the Monsters have a good chance of taking this game, and that goal just makes it even more likely. The Black Stars have quite the canyon to jump across if they want to try to take this one. With 7:40 left, it's not impossible, but they need to get the stove cooking. White takes the face off, gets it out, but the Black Stars are the ones that collect it. They knock the puck down. Chio brings it in, loses it, and tries to pass back towards the net. They aren't able to keep it, though. Monsters once again with the puck. Rocha passes across to Beyond. Beyond passes up to Woods. Woods stops it, but the Black Stars knock it back to the zone, and Rocha's there to get it first. Rocha moves it back down to White, who has it in the center zone. Didn't have any company at first, so he's made it back down to the Black Stars end. Gets in, has a lane. Oh, he can't get a shot off. Moves it over to Woods, who again takes a shot, but gets stopped by Standifer on the edge of the net. Now behind the net, Woods again with it. Gets it towards the net. Standifer stops it with his left pad. He was down and in position. Lamb now with the puck. Chips it up into center ice. Lavasquez there. Keeps it moving towards the Monsters zone, but can't quite keep up with it. Glove down and tried to be knocked away by the Monsters, but his stick missed. Still ends up down in center, going towards the Black Stars zone, but Chu is there to grab it, brings it over, passes over to New. Moves it over towards Lamb. He doesn't have it, gets knocked towards Meyer. Meyer knocks it towards the corner. Rocha's there to knock it back down the boards, coming through center to get it out of the zone. Wallen now has the puck, crossing into the Black Stars territory. Comes in, takes a short side shot. Oh, went behind Standifer, bounced off the post, and just barely didn't cross the line. You hear that ring. Puck now center ice with Rocha. Comes down to his own end to let everybody reset a little bit. Leaves the puck for Beyond. Beyond chips it up towards McCartier. McCartier tips it forward, but gets knocked back to stay in the center zone. Lamb now has it in his own end. Oh, lost it to Plummer. Plummer tries to do a back pass towards McCartier, but Star's in the way. Now going back to a corner and move forward, but bounces off the feet of Plummer to lose momentum. Meyer was able to knock it back down towards the Monster zone, but no one there to catch it. So we have Beyond with it, knocking it towards center. Plummer with it, moves it over to McCartier, bounces off his feet, and is free by itself for a Black Star to collect in their own end. Gets moved across to Allen. Allen has it tipped off his stick as he's knocked off his feet. Monsters in control of the puck. McCartier passes back towards Plummer, but he misses. Bounces around, and we now have Ewan with it in his own end. Ewan passes forward to Cone. Cone misses it. Puck ends up all by itself in the Monster zone for a Black Stars icing. We have 4:39 in the third period with a running clock. Score is 7-1. Monsters are in the lead. For those of you not familiar with it, due to the gap in the score and where we are in the game, the clock will no longer stop when the whistle blows. Lundgren and Chu in the center circle. Black Stars take the draw. Ewan charges to bring it forward. Manages to make it to the center and ends up crossing into Monster territory. Tries to get a shot off. Shoots between the feet of Escobar, but off angle enough to where it goes wide. They come in, try. Now scrambling against the corner. But Moa is able to get down and cover it up before the Black Stars can shove it in. This third period of the game is brought to you by Bert's Beanies and Bears. If you need a bear or a beanie or a bear with a beanie, call Bert's Beanies and Bears. Open 24 hours a day. Monsters with the puck. Turner passes it, launches it down into the Black Stars territory, but that gives us an icing on the play. This will bring us back down for a face-off in the circle to Moa's left in the Monsters' end. White gets it out to Woods, but Woods can't keep it. Ends up in a contest against the wall. Black Stars come out, move it, goes to the corner. White knocks it up the wall. Wallen keeps it going for another icing, but this time it appears to be. Oh, no, not against the Monsters. It is again against the Blacks. Oh, no, it is against the Monsters, sorry. And going back down to their end. 2:26 left in the third period. Face off, puck is caught in the ref's feet. Ends up going out with the Monsters in control. They knock it down the boards, but it's kept in their zone by the Black Stars. Wallen with it. It's caught up in the feet. Manages it to get it to the center ice. Woods now has the puck. Crosses the line into his own zone, but comes back again and is now in the Black Stars territory. Before he can get to a shooting lane, the puck is knocked off his stick by the Stars. And New, 16 of the Stars, has it. Is coming back down. He takes a shot. Nia drops for it and closes her pads, but the puck takes a while to get there before it bounces off. Now again, White in the Stars zone. Takes a shot, but bounces off of the pads of Standifer. Puck behind the Black Stars net with Allen in control. He brings it forward, but gets caught up with the Monsters, so has to circle back and go again behind his net. He chases out with Plummer coming behind him. Passes forward to New, number 16, who comes into the Monster zone. Takes a shot from the far side, bounces off the pads of Nia. 1 minute remaining in the third period. Monsters knock the puck down the wall, but gets stopped before it can cross the line by New. Oh, got a nice collision in the corner there. Center ice, McCartier now has the puck. Comes in. Takes a shot. And we have a score again by Fresno Monsters number 67, McCartier. That'll bring our score 8-1 in the third period. 25 seconds and counting left in that third. We have McMahon and Plummer in the face-off circle. Puck goes down, knocked out, goes back to DeCourcy. McCartier again in the corner, tries to get the puck, knocks it out towards Plummer. Plummer takes a shot right as a whistle blows, launches it off, but still bounces off the stick of Standifer. Unfortunately, it was not enough. We have hit the end of our game, into the third period. Score is 8-1 in favor of the Monsters. And we have a Fresno Monsters victory. This means that the Fresno Monsters will be moving on to the finals tomorrow. Please check your Facebook and other means of contact to find out exactly what time it will be. GHN will be there to broadcast and announce tomorrow's game, and we hope to see you there. Again, I'm Grae Gerster. Thank you for joining us.